All right, so in the first hour of this program, we spoke to you about the absolute gridlock that has been caused by a municipal workers' protest on the Johannesburg M1 South Highway, right in the middle of rush hour. Absolute chaos, completely unlawful, and it seems that they're demanding to see the mayor over wages. Whatever it is, it's against the law, has caused massive disruption. So let's get an update now from our reporter on the scene, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. So, Pule, you showed us how traffic has been completely backed up. There were a few police officers there, but very few. What is the latest?
Right, Sally, right now we're just under a bridge, which is, of course, on the M1 freeway. As you can see on your screen, one police officer at the moment trying to divert traffic into an alternative route that motorists can use to avoid the traffic jam ahead where the other streets have been blocked. But of course, at the center of this are SAMWU workers who are still continuing to protest despite this massive destruction that has been caused in the city of Johannesburg. And like you've rightfully said, they calling for the city mayor, Municipal, to come and address them in terms of issues of wage as well. I'm just going to ask my colleague Asanda Javo to pan on my left hand side so you can see what type of traffic this has caused. And I'm sorry once again for the shaky visuals, but on your screen you have an idea of the vehicles that are now caught in this strike and now have to divert into an alternative route to make sure they get home. On the side you can also see there are cars that have parked right now. Some cars could not withstand this traffic, of course experiencing various challenges such as the engine heating up or not having sufficient fuel to carry on ahead. This has caused an inconvenience for many of those who are trying to get home this afternoon, Sally.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me about whether this protest action has been broken up by the police yet, because it's completely illegal. Blocking a highway just because you're cross with the mayor is completely unacceptable. So have the police moved in? Have they started making arrests?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I haven't seen any much of police who are here at this particular moment in this area. I just saw one police official. Earlier on, we were at the strike, the main strike, where it was actually taking place. We didn't see some of the police officials who were there. Just a few vehicles of the traffic department members who are just trying to coordinate and ensure that there is smooth traffic flow. But apart from that, we're not seeing any corroborative effort work to try and ensure that they disperse the members of SAMWU who have caused a standstill here in the city of Johannesburg, because they're the reason why there's such a traffic jam. And from what we understand right now, they've vowed to continue into the rest of the evening, calling for the mayor Municipal to address them, saying that this has been an ongoing situation for quite some time, the issue of wages, and this was their last resort to actually alternate now to blocking this M1 freeway, which is actually inconvenienced most of these motorists here who are supposed to be going home. I can tell you right now, we took a drive earlier on and we were on other routes that lead to the M1 freeway. They were also blocked by rubbish, burning tires and rubble. So it looks like it was a very well coordinated plan by these members to resort to this situation if their demands were not met by the city this afternoon.
And I think we should make it clear that this has got nothing to do with the PSA one-day strike. This is a SAMWU action, wildcat action, very destructive, causing massive snarl-ups on the M1. You did speak to SAMWU earlier, and they were speaking about something dating back to 2016. Now, I'm not sure if we have that clip lined up. In fact, we do. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take a listen to that clip, and then we'll chat again.
The city manager was supposed to come and provide an update to all those particular workers. Now the city manager arrived as planned, but instead of giving workers an update, he indicated that he did not have the mandate to speak to that particular matter, and only the executive mayor is the one who's empowered to speak to that particular matter. Now an indication was given to workers that they would then have to wait for almost 30 minutes because the executive mayor was 30 kilometers away. Workers then had to wait, but unfortunately immediately after 3 hours or so, workers then decided that no, they have waited long enough, their patience has run out, they've been disrespected by the executive mayor, and workers then came and decided to close the freeway. So as the leadership of SAMWU are here to try to intervene and ensure that indeed, whatever that an agreement that was signed between the city of Johannesburg and SAMWU must then be implemented. Mind you, this agreement was signed in 2016. It's 5 years, 6 years down the line, and only a certain part of that particular agreement has been implemented. So the demand of SAMWU in this particular instance is that that particular agreement must then be implemented.
Okay, I mean, so what I'm getting from that is that they were waiting for the mayor, who said she'd be 30 minutes. 3 hours later, she apparently had not arrived. They then decided to block the highway. Some were saying this goes back to 2016. It's a deal that was signed and has never been implemented. Be that as it may, what they're doing is unlawful. What I'm astonished by, Pule, and I don't know if you're able to get us viz of the SAMWU gathering, is that at this point, over an hour since this protest began, longer in fact, definitely, there's no strong police presence dispersing the crowd, unless there's been an update in the last few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. From that clip, they're saying they feel very disrespected. They've been having back and forth meetings with the executive and the city as a whole, but they feel as though they couldn't reach an agreement, and therefore that's why they resorted to this drastic measure to block the highway. You'd remember just at about 2018 or 19, Sally, if I stand to be corrected, this was a very similar pattern which was mirrored in the city of Pretoria, where they blocked the city as a whole and were calling for then mayor, of course, of the city of Tshwane to address them and speak to their demands. If I stand to be corrected, I think then was Stephen Mukhalapa, who was the former mayor of Tshwane, in which they were saying that they wanted the wages to be increased because they were not having good at home at their workforces. They believed that they were doing so much work, but their wages were not speaking to the work that they were doing. They were speaking about issues of back pay as well, and they resorted to actually bringing the city of Tshwane to a standstill. And this is the similar events that are unfolding here in the city of Johannesburg that we're witnessing. But at the very same time, they're open for negotiation. It will be quite important to hear what the city mayor Mpopalati has to say. But at the very same time, when I speak to some of the motorists who are now on the side of the road who cannot get home, but thank you very much. You are now caught here in this strike, SAMWU. You are going home, you are taking them home. How do you feel? I mean, you're now in traffic. You could be here until the rest of the, into 8 p.m. or so.
Yeah, my brother is not well at all. Yeah, look at us now. We are supposed to be at home by this time. Yeah. We are still stuck on the road, and we had to go back this way. It's hurting, my brother. It's not well at all.
What did you see? What did you decide when you? Because I see you parked on the road. You could have went home, but why did you park on the side of the road?
Yeah, look at our buggy here. The clutch is not well. We had to stop so that we can just cool up a little bit, so we can go this way. Yes.
How long were you stuck in traffic for?
Yeah, it's about plus or minus 25 minutes. Yes, plus or minus 25 minutes.
Thank you very much. I'm just sadly we're just going to continue going forward. I see now this coming up. I think there are more police vehicles now heading up north where this protest is currently taking place. But on your right, you can see these are some members on the side of the road who are now going in this direction going forward. I believe they're going to be meeting some of their members to regroup again and continue causing this destruction. I'm going to tell you something, Sally. We may have to now go back where the strike is actually taking place. It's a bit far from where we are right now, and we will give you live coverage of what's currently unfolding, because we just saw a bit of police vans going up now, and we want to understand that probably there will be arrests taking place now.
Absolutely. It does sound like the police are arriving. We'll let you get into position. We're going to cross back to you later this hour. And Pule, if you're still with us, just to let you know that we have, in fact, also reached out to the mayor, asked her to come and discuss this on our show. And what we've been told is that she's not available because she's actually in a mayoral committee meeting. So at this point, the mayor is involved in meetings, not available to speak to us. And it doesn't look like she's going to be heading down to the M1 South anytime soon. We'll cross back to Pule Letshwiti-Jones a little bit later.